Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Neremik and welcome back to more of Minecraft Hardcore. We're picking up off the back of an episode that I decided to scrap because we didn't do much, and I figured, you know what? Picking up after that and just kind of continuing on would be pretty cool. So let me get you up to speed with why the hell we're far away from home in a random village I don't think I've been to before. Yep, okay, there's still bread in the chest. I definitely haven't been here before. But basically, last episode, the one you guys got to see at least, we went and stole some mushrooms, tied them to a fence post, and that's where we last left them. Now, in this episode, I figured, we're going to keep on trying to complete our little, board of objectives. And I decided I want to go build a monorail, because it's been, a while since it's been put on there, and I figure, our base is really starting to look like something pretty good, so let's go build it. We pointed out a general idea to make it the entire thing out of glass, so it doesn't cast as bad a shadow, and then basically just have it be a nice slow scenic tour with like 2 stops to get on and off, so it will also have a utility function of being something to get you around the base, and then you can expand it and change it as and when we add stuff. Seems pretty nice, a nice little tour, and also some underwater sections, which again we need even more glass for those. And that's pretty much where we left it. But I then decided, we probably don't have enough glass, so I made some stuff. Went and made some powered rails, and I set some sand to smelt. Figured, we'll set out and we'll try and find ourselves. Like, you kidding me? There's more stuff down here. Yeesh. This village is an interesting one. Not one I complain about though. It actually looks pretty cool. But yeah. Basically, I set out towards the last 5 minutes of that episode to try and find ourselves a nearby desert. So where we are currently is, if you were to keep walking straight on, if you walk to our iron farm from our base, if you just kept going, this is where you end up, near this cherry blossom biome. I don't know if you've been here before, but I have to say the generation does look quite interesting. I mean, you press F3, we're on Y100? It's like, it feels weird. It does feel weird. But also, I feel as though we should probably start heading back, because I feel as though this is probably not going to yield. Oh my, you what? Alright. You can't tempt me with this, but what the hell? What the hell? Alright. Okay. I too are finding a cavern of unending death and destruction just chilling, a few meters away from where I start my episode. Yeah, honestly, go for it, but, that is, basically where we're at. Want to build this monorail, got some sand smelting, set up to find some more, in the middle of nowhere, found the new village. I did also run into another village we'd previously been to. I'll make sure to take a stop past that on the way home, and I nicked this thing to give to one of my villagers, because I saw the guy would trade coal for emeralds, and I figured, hey, maybe in a higher rank he'll trade emeralds for gold? For powered rails? I mean, obviously, Gold Farm is also on that same ideas board, but, a guy can dream. A guy can dream. So, this guy is going to dream of getting back home, or at least most of the way, collecting some sand on the way, and then properly getting home. And I can kind of show you the plan I have, maybe even make some provisional stuff to start working on this little monorail. It's going to cover the whole base, I'm sure I mentioned that, and there's going to be 2 underwater segments. So there's going to be one where it passes either end of the underwater room itself, just past the windows, but in a way that it's not the only thing those windows can see, if that makes sense. So yeah, one kind of that goes in, and then, you go around the farm area, and then one as you're leaving the farm area, you're heading back. I mean, that makes sense, don't it? I just think, something cool to do. Probably not going to be the most expensive thing to do in sand, glass, those specific things, but again, I want it to be above everything else in a way that's not disruptive, but still close to the ground, and I figure glass is the best thing to do with that, because I don't think it'll cast a shadow. But, we can also, hopefully, place rails on it. If we can't, I'm going to look like a right idiot, but I think, I like that, I like that idea, so it's what we're going to at least prototype. That's what we're going to afford some time of day to, trying to figure out if we can make it work. Now, I gotta say, I'm kind of annoyed I can't find a desert for the life of me. I legitimately don't know if we have visited one in this series. And if we have, when? I'm pretty sure if you skimmed all the episode things, I wouldn't have used a desert as a thumbnail anyway. Because, I mean, inherently, desert biomes really don't look that nice. I mean, they're just all the yellow, which, shockingly, is not the best color to stick in a, hopefully, eye-catching thumbnail. So, I don't know. Best lead I've got to go off with a desert is the fact that I mean, there's a few savannas near here and like jungles, and those are drier biomes. So my thought is thinking, okay, temperature system, those must mean I'm onto something. And I think we may have found the mesa before, possibly. There's some red sand there. It's one of those where it's kind of like a little bit, yeah, you know, we'll see. But it should be, there should be one nearby than I think there's probably going to end up being. But whoop, I almost fell into an evil, ominous hole. Yeah, either way, jeez, I'm very thankful I picked up this bread though, because otherwise I would be starving. But yeah, this little area I was talking about to go gather sand is just up ahead. Yeah, as you can see, it's kind of, I'm pretty sure it's just a very big beach, but I mean, hey, it's good for me. It's a big opportunity, is what I see. It's not just any beach, it's my beach, which I'm going to use to get resources. But before I do, I figured I'd show off our little town I stopped by. Really like it, you know, it kind of stretches out into the ocean. It's just, it's cool, it's chill, I like it. It is a bit of a vibe, you know, I do like it. It's nice. Apparently we have been here before, just going off the status of the chests, but looks good. Although, is this building what I think it is? 'Cause I didn't check here when I was running past initially. You're a cleric who gives look of the sea. I could nick that if I wanted, or I could just leave it intact. Like, I'd rather craft my own, you know. If I ever come past this place in future, I don't want to kind of feel like slightly down about the fact that I looted this place for all its workstations. I already nicked the stonecutters thing. I don't want to go stealing like the farming stations and stuff just because I can't be arsed crafting. But yes, we have found some sand, so let's go and acquire it. Repaired my shovel in the mob farm as well a little bit ago, so you know we got that extra bit of juice in it. That bit of juice is gonna hopefully get us a nice long way. And go into F5 to kind of judge where I think here's a nice flat area which should hopefully be able to harvest. That's kind of a bit more difficult because it's got an incline, and I'm sure if you've followed the series long enough, you know my whole inclination to try and keep the terrain looking somewhat presentable. Deserts are usually the exception, hence why I'm trying to find one, because it's like, I mean, it's a desert. They look kind of ugly. So yeah. I mean, to be fair, this is far enough away from home, and I mean, we're just kind of flattening it, ain't we? So, let's get to flattening them. And, oh, God, it's satisfying to see it go through like butter. It really is. I do remember to actually run around and pick these up, but I mean, I can only imagine we've probably harvested, like, what, 2 stacks of this? Like, you know, seeing blocks, I never really equate them to how many stacks it must have taken to, like, build something, per se. But, like, the same goes for, like, kind of mining and stuff. It's like, I see an amount, and unless it's kind of small, it's like, I don't clock how many stacks something is. Like, that was 3 stacks that we just grabbed in a small instant. I mean, obviously, kind of slightly represented in my shovel's durability, but it's like, man, you just, like probably I'm doing, like, 10 like that, you know? If I do a sweep like this, like, I can imagine that's, like, what, you know, 20 now, 30, probably half a stack, and I'm probably going to be way out even more is the thing. It's like, my sense of, like, scale is something I am aware is not, it's not the best. It maybe doesn't compete as well with some other people's, but it's okay. Doesn't need to. At the end of the day, all that matters is the amount I've got in my inventory, which I think, you know, for a short trip, I think we've done more than enough. So let's hop back in our boat and keep on heading back home. Yeah, we'll save the sand here. This is definitely a further away area to go gather sand, and I mean, looking at it, I don't think like renovating it while trying to make it still look half decent in the event we do pass through, it's not going to be the hardest thing in the world. So let us head on back home, because you know it's getting quite late into the episode. Of course, this is kind of a planning episode, so dedicating some time to just kind of getting resources and stuff isn't something I'm particularly worried about. But yeah, it's like, yeah, spend the first half getting stuff, and then the second half just kind of a quick introduction to what we're going to be doing for the next few episodes. Or maybe we'll do it for a few, take a break. Like I said I would with the Iron Golem farm and the underwater room, but then never did. That sort of deal. Also, since I know some of you are thinking, yes, that is in fact a jungle, which is not the jungle of death. You know, there's well, there's no corrupt chunks near here that will, you know, make it so I have to reload the game and whatnot and funky shit happens. None of that stuff. It don't happen. And yeah, I thought I saw a village over there. I think it's just some weirdly organized skiff. But yeah, I'm seeing roofed forests, so that must mean we're on our way home. I mean, with any luck, we should be able to see our mob grinder rising up in the distance. Oh, also, I have tuned my thing, so we're now running on VSync. You may notice we're still not running at a flawless 60 frames a second. Shaders do just kind of do that. Might try getting like less intensive version of the same shaders. Like maybe one down so it's less noticeable in like fidelity, but in performance it's like a slight increase. Like, I still think this is 60, but I mean, okay, it was 50 for a second there, but point stands. It's like, I don't know. I'll see. Like, I couldn't tell if this was, like, missing frames or running at a lower frame rate, but maybe some of you guys do, so it's, I'll look into it. I'll look into it. Just like I'll look into if villagers can actually sell me gold. That's, ideal. Because I did think the cleric, I mean, I sold him the, rotten flesh from the mob grinder whilst I was up there, and, I mean, he did have, I could sell him gold, but I couldn't buy gold from him, which, I mean, makes sense, realistically, but I wonder if maybe, if I get lucky, that trade gets reversed on that class, or maybe another class will sell me it. Time will tell, I suppose. Either way, let's go slap some more sand in the furnaces, because again, I should probably make a test thing, just to see if rails do in fact line up on glass. It kind of would be helpful, to know our idea works and has, like, a sound foundation before we commit too hard to the whole glass thing. But, yeah. And, hello, Angoln Farm. And, yeah, I suppose we just, get down the business, crack on, and I think we are good. Oh, I did harvest these farms, like, literally, like, in real world time, maybe, like, 35 minutes ago, and they're already fully regrown. I swear. I swear. I wish I knew. I legitimately wish I did. Anyway, stuck on bread. I am chewing through my hunger, but with any luck, we can take the second half of this a little slower. Well, so you'd hope. So you'd hope. But yeah, let's get some more sand smelting anyway. I mean, regardless if this doesn't pan out or if it does. Oh God, sorry. I apologize for the hit to performance there. I do not know what my computer's playing out. That is. Oh, Jesus Christ. Take a second, computer. Is this the, like, because I'm running VSync? Because, oh, if it is, that's a heavy performance impact. That's 15 frames. The hell is going on? I don't know. It ran so poorly, and then is it like the particle effects that are lagging? Because if I'm looking at you, it's 23. Like this can be considered motion, but you know, ooh. I'm not a fan of that. I'm not a fan of that. I will have to look into that texture pack more definitively as an idea. But let's just quickly. Hey, okay, that is great to know. Actually, we did just waste a little bit of glass, but overall, I'd say that is good to know. Although actually, I'm gonna sleep the night away. Maybe like the moody lighting is what's causing our lag. I don't know, because I'm looking at my other monitor and it seems to be running fine, but it's like particularly in the game is when it's looking bad. I mean, there is a fair chance OBS has something built into it to make kind of choppier videos look a bit nicer, but damn, what the hell? That is odd. That is, in fact, odd. Unless something's randomly decided to just, like, start eating up my resources on my computer that I'm completely unaware about. It's like, there's a chance. There's a chance. But, yeah. Weird. How we... Oh! Zombie at the door. Okay, can I throw... I'm gonna let that baby zombie burn, and then... I love how simple that was. I really do. But, damn, why? We are getting massacred. I don't think I've had this happen in an actual recording for a hot minute now. Because, I mean, we kind of fixed it with the whole hard drive issue. So I don't understand what the exact problem is. Maybe it's like the fact I moved back to a more, like, heavily populated chunk. I don't know. A great mystery, a great enigma, some would say. But it's like, yeah, I don't know. Like, my chunk's loaded in. Okay, to be fair, I could probably go for reducing the amount of chunks I have loaded in, because it's like that. I probably don't need to see that far. I mean, it's nice, but yeah, we'll figure it out. Anyway, in my, actually, we'll call having 23 frames. We'll say that the recording is just going for extra cinematicness. Yes, that's what we're gonna go with. But, because, I mean, yeah, 23 frames is what they shoot cinema in. Ignore the fact it's going down to 16, 19, 16, you are... Like, these guys, they're not dropping their little pedals, are they? No, they're just chilling. Oh, well, they're dropping a few, but... I feel like I'm missing something. Really big. Like, there's no sort of underground abandoned chicken farm I went and stocked full of... well, chickens. There's none of that, is there? And like my computer fan doesn't seem to be running particularly hard. It's just, the game appears to be having a moment, but we will persevere. Yeah, again, we'll call it being cinematic. Yes, we'll go cinematicness. That's what we're going to rely on this for the last few minutes. But I do want to walk you through the general idea for this monorail. Again, it's not something we need an excessive amount of frames for regardless. But we're going to say that it starts here, because it's really easy for me to start with one of the underground tunnels. It's going to go underneath the beach there, which is going to be a whole thing. And then, for example, if we get to the perspective of, say, this room, it's going to come out like maybe here. So it's going to be quite low. Maybe we go through sandstone. But it's going to be like down here. You know, so you can look up into there, you can see it from here, but it's not going straight past the window and obstructing your view. Then it's gonna say, come up, I'd probably say like, maybe we try and make it come out of the ocean, not here. To kind of prevent any just mob intervention. And then it goes up into like the tree line, so it'll be one of those ones where it goes over the trees. And of course it's gonna go over, it's gonna highlight our lovely farm, our nice like cherry trees, our bridges. Then take a slight kind of diagonal, kind of turn, so if you walk over to the side, you'll be able to see this little thing. So we're turning around like here. Then keep it going, you know, obviously again you can look at more of the farm, look at some of the trees we've got going and whatnot. This area is going to be a bit weird. I'm maybe going to try and avoid certain parts of it just in case, you know, a tree grows in its path. Maybe have it like go along these guys, but I want it to go underwater and do a similar thing past this window, but maybe a bit more level so it is a bit more prevalent. Just give this window something to do. If this was multiplayer, you know, think of it from like that design philosophy. No, philosophy. There we are. Again, my brain's jumbling words and my game is jumbling its performance. But again, that's kind of the farm circuit, as I'll call it. Then, as for what we want to do with that next part, depending on where the coordinates line up, we might have to spend a bit more time planning. I maybe want to have a section where it goes past these windows in here. I think could be cool. No reason to like block that up because I think it'd be far enough. But possibly we also have like maybe a cutout window here which runs parallel, and if we were a multiplayer you could see someone riding past here before doing that. I mean, considering how this place is built already, that is like, this is probably the most feasible part of the construction, you know, like there is very little we really need to do here, just put in some like, again, some glass bridge there, some rails, power them, and yada yada yada, but it's not going to turn here, it's going to stay there. I'm going to play around what we've already pre-built in there for, obviously, the rail for that area, but it's going to come out here, and it's like, we'll say a rough estimate, it maybe leaves like here. It kind of comes out of that area is what I'm envisioning, and then we just take a nice little tour around here. Yeah, so maybe take a tour, maybe this way, maybe that way. Not decided. We stick with the whole tree line thing, where it's not in the way, but it's also not far enough away. And then I'm thinking then we'll come it around this way. Can keep it going, progressively getting higher, go up here, get a nice like top-down look of the place, and then I'm thinking we probably link it back up to that first underwater tunnel from there. Which, like, I know that seems quite, like, demanding in terms of amount of, like, rails and powered stuff and obviously glass for the, like, out and about sections, but I think it's feasible. And I mean, again, like, some of the views I've got, I've kind of, you know, they're kind of just adapting from what I think will look good, plus what I know looks good. Like, up here, for example, on top of this mushroom, it's like, it looks kind of good, so to have it be a little bit lower down, per se, maybe at, like, this level, you know, so you can see more into the tree line at the sheep and whatnot, and maybe that looks a bit nicer. Stuff like that, where I'm just kind of imagining how it looks by adjusting perspectives I know. I think that has the potential to look quite good. Which, yeah, hopefully you guys are just as enthusiastic for that as I am. And, again, the fact that we can use glass to do both, you know, the underwater sections in full. We don't need, like, a ground block, and then the sky ones, so, you know, it's not casting a shadow. Something I'm very, very excited about. Let's, again, grab a glass out of there for now. We want to make sure we're on our game, you know? We want to make sure we're up to scratch, as it were. And we'll do the glass that we got from there and there. And mob drops, just throwing what rest and flesh we do have. But I think I'm going to end this one here. I mean, there's no reason to really keep on. I'm just going to be stalling for time, planning more. But I think that route and those ideas are good. I think, yeah, honestly, I think the only part of it where it's going to be fast, per se, is going to be once it leaves that tunnel and where you see it going past. Maybe we have, like, an extra window where it goes slow, but I definitely want it to speed up before it comes out here, because I think, you know, you don't want to stay in an underground tunnel. We want it to be visible. Again, this isn't multiplayer, but if it was, I'm kind of going from that perspective. And also, it's like, from a rider's perspective, who wants to really be, you know, in the wall, not being able to see anything? You want to be outside, so I feel that'll be the only part where it goes super quick, which, you know, lets us have a bit of leewayness, I'd say, in the amount of powered rails we go and use. But that is going to be it from me for now. This rain is definitely not helping off frame rate. I do apologise. I'll download a new shader pack as and when I get the chance. But that is it from me for now. So if you have enjoyed, of course, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. It does all help a bunch. Let me know you do want to see more of this and all the good stuff. Again, next episode should be more of a smoother viewing experience. But I mean, hey, with F1 and the rain, doesn't it look just so cinematic at a jolly old 26, 23 frames a second just there? I mean, I think so. Yeah, no, I'll try and figure out what the issue is and iron it out for next time. My promise to you guys. But yeah, with all that said and all that aside, thanks for watching, guys. My name has been Neremik, and peace out.